Hey everybody! So my week turned out to be a little bit more busy than I had expected with the live stream that I was doing. So the full WILDFIT review video will come next week, hopefully. There is, however, some other interesting stuff around WILDFIT that happened, especially this weekend. So I thought, let's just talk about that first. Especially toward the end of the program, I was kind of worried about what going into autumn would do. So going into more sugars, how that would work and how my mind especially would react to that, but also just my body. Now, as you've seen in the other videos, you do transition into summer, but you never transition into autumn. So even though I was worried, I tried not to think about it until it was actually the time I would do it. And this week was the moment that I did it. This Saturday especially was interesting because I was planning to introduce some cheese and some not that great quality chocolate. Mainly because those two foods, the specific cheese pizza and specific type of chocolate, have been major comfort foods for me. I was really interested to see how I would react to that. Throughout the week, I was doing pretty good. I created my own chocolate, which is already very tasty, just honey, coconut oil and cocoa powder. And I felt some dips and disturbances in my body, but nothing really worrisome, just the effects of switching out of ketosis. And then the Saturday came around. So the Saturday I had been planning for weeks would be my treat day, and the treating wouldn't be treating myself well per se, but it would be a nice day. I was gonna watch my favorite movie, have my favorite pizza, have my favorite chocolate. It would be this whole thing. It was, and I enjoyed. But the most interesting thing, I was still debating with myself about whether I would want to continue eating pizza, and especially that type of cheap, low quality pizza, and that chocolate, which is also contained milk and wasn't too great. I was still debating whether I wanted to allow those in the future, but I did think I was gonna eat them at least once. Now, the outcome was, I believe, the best I could have had. In my mind, I was always thinking that I don't want this to be a major thing. I don't want to be like, oh, I am never gonna have these foods anymore because they are bad and blah blah blah. But I also didn't want to fall back into my old pattern of just having these anytime I'm feeling kind of low or out of balance. So what happened? My reaction was honestly completely in the middle. I ate them both, and for both it was like, meh, can take it or leave it. So why not leave it? Honestly. Of course, this whole thing in WILDFIT is the food timeline, which I will try and keep an eye on for the rest of my life, but at least I did it for these foods. And afterwards, I mean, it was what I was expecting, but it is good to have it reaffirmed. I felt crappy and low and emotionally out of balance, and I think that that is the worst one of all. More than ever, I know what it feels like to feel great, and then to notice that something you eat actually pulls you down that much that the entire day after you are kind of restless and just don't know what to do and just feel kind of out of it and not yourself. And that's just, it's no way to live. And really, I am so done with feeling that way. And now, more than ever, I have confirmed that you will always have days or moments where you feel worse than other moments. But this specific type of just feeling blah, and I really don't know how else to describe it. It is so obviously linked to what I'm eating, and nothing is worth that. Especially if the food itself didn't didn't have any real joy to it when I ate it. So that was an incredibly great lesson, and so much better than I ever would have hoped for. I've actually been longing for a couple of foods that I introduced during WILDFIT the entire day. I've been craving having Brussels sprouts. I even had them during the afternoon. It's like the entire world is upside down. Instead of having to eat vegetables and wanting to eat pizza, I ate pizza and now I want to have vegetables. What happened here? The one quote that keeps proving true. Nothing tastes as good health feels. Yeah, so just a little story for you there. I have still the WILDFIT review coming up, and I am thinking about different challenges that I'm going to do in the future around health, because I'm feeling great, but I want to do even better. So subscribe if you are interested in that kind of stuff. Leave a like if you liked it, and see you guys next time.